we are just a couple weeks away from May, which means we're also just a couple weeks away from the start of the summer movie season. My most, anticipated part of the year. I love the summer movie season. Last year we had Barbenheimer. That was such a surprise. I loved everything that was going on there. Seeing all the people driving to the movie theater dressed up as Barbie, dressed up as Oppenheimer. What a fun time. But now it's time to look at all the major summer movies coming out this year, 2024, and try to predict which ones are going to be the biggest box office earners. We're going to have a fun time doing this. We're going to discuss each month from May to August. We're going to discuss May, June, July, August, and look at what movies could be the strongest and what movies are going to be the biggest. Leave your predictions down below. What movie do you think is going to earn the most money during the summer box office season? But let's start it off in May. The Fall Guy is going to start off the summer box office. Of course, my favorite actor, Ryan Gosling, in this very fun movie. I really do hope that this movie's a box office success, but the tracking is slightly low for this movie, which I did check, but they're only tracking it and it's coming out, in a month from when I'm recording this. So hopefully the tracking gets a little bit better because it should be a very fun movie. From the trailers that I've seen, when I've watched other movies, people seem to be enjoying the trailer. We've had early reviews come out from South by Southwest. Early reviews come out from CinemaCon. People seem to be really enjoying this. People say it's a little bit messy, but it's a David Leitch film. Of course, it's going to be messy, but it's just going to be an action, bananas, crazy ride, just like what Bullet Train was. Bullet Train was actually pretty successful at the box office, I think, if I'm remembering it correct. So hopefully the Fall Guy can do the same. You have Ryan Gosling going on SNL pretty soon to promote this movie. So hopefully more promotion can help this, or early reviews hopefully will help it. I'm really excited to go see it. I already know that I'm probably going to see it multiple times because I think that's what we need in the summer. Just a fun movie, and I think the Fall Guy could do that. So I'm hoping it is a success, and I think it will be for the whole family to enjoy. Then you have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, a new Planet of the Apes movie. Is it too early for that? I don't know yet, but tracking does seem to be doing pretty well for this movie, which actually surprised me because, I looked up the other Planet of the Apes movies. They did pretty good, but they didn't do excellent. I mean, they did make money, but it's weird because you look at the Planet of the Apes movies, the newest trilogy that we had, and Dawn made the most money, not War. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes made the most money. I mean, that is the best one in my eyes, but it's kind of odd to see the one right in the middle make the most money, not War. I always thought War would make the most money. War of the Planet of the Apes was the only one that I saw in theaters, so it's kind of interesting that that one didn't do as good as Dawn, but I think it is a great movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, though, I think looks really good, but you're dealing with the director Wes Ball. I'm not really sure how this is going to work for him because he only did the Maze Runners, which I think the Maze Runners are pretty, some of them are pretty good. One of them's decent, they're not like the greatest movies you got there. So I'm wondering if his direction is going to be great. The CGI and VFX are, of course, going to look brilliant. How the story is going to be, I don't know, but the newest IMAX trailer got me really excited. So I think that this movie could be really good, have some great legs, have some great word of mouth, hopefully. I'm hoping that the Fall Guy and Kingdom both have great word of mouth to keep the box office strong. This getting released in IMAX, I think that this being the longest one might hurt it just a little bit because who's going into Planet of the Apes movie for a 2.5 hour movie? I know a lot of people might be turned off by that, but I think it could help the story a little bit. But I'm hoping that this one is successful, but tracking is pretty good so far. Then we have the Garfield movie, which is a complete mystery to me how well this will do, because we all know that kids movies do really well. They make a decent amount of money. They can make a good amount of money even if they're the most average movie of all time. Just look at Kung Fu Panda. That movie did pretty good, and it was like it wasn't the worst one, but it was the second to worst one in the franchise. The Garfield movie, though, I've seen both trailers and I think it looks absolutely stupid and actually really bad. But I mean, will parents take their kids to this? Probably. I mean, they'll take their kids to any movie, and I think it's the only kids movie coming out in June, and we don't really, do we even have a kids movie in May? Like, the parents are probably gonna be starving to put their kids in front of a screen to watch this movie. Will I see it? Yeah, of course, to review it, but probably only one time. I mean, people are mad at Chris Pratt for taking all these voicing roles, but Mario made a lot of money. Garfield's probably going to make a lot of money. How much money will Garfield make? I don't know. I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. I just don't think Garfield's that strong of a brand anymore. But I'm probably investing it to make over 500 million worldwide. I mean, it's probably not even built on a huge budget, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be successful. But is it going to be good? Probably not. Then the last major movie we have in May is going to be Furiosa by George Miller. Anya Taylor-Joy's in this one, the prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road actually made $380 million worldwide. I don't think that this one is going to make as much as Mad Max Fury Road, because I don't think it's going to be as good as Mad Max Fury Road, even though I think Furiosa is going to be probably great to amazing. But I think Mad Max Fury Road is going to be more special. But Furiosa, I could see it maybe getting to 300 million, probably not too much over that. If it doesn't get up to 300 million, that's going to be a pretty big disappointment. And will this movie break even? I'm saying probably not, because I correct me if I'm wrong, but the supposed budget of this movie I looked on online, it says it's over $200 million, which is a little insane for this movie. I mean, they had a lot of reshoots, they had to keep going back and all that. Heard the sets got destroyed, but that's a little insane for this movie, and I don't think it's gonna be a successful movie, like in budget to box office terms. But will it be a major movie that a lot of people go see? I think so. It's going to be the adult movie, because Garfield and Furiosa are coming out on the same day, and people, the adults are going to go see Furiosa, the kids are going to go see Garfield, so you're going to have a good kind of split there with the audiences. And I think that Furiosa will get a pretty good amount of audience in to see it. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to make a lot of profit. I don't even think it's going to make any profit. Then we get to June, and the first major movie coming out in June is going to be Bad Boys Ride or Die, the newest Bad Boys movie after the controversy of the Will Smith slap. So you're going to see how audiences respond to that. How many general audiences are going to care about that? I don't think a lot, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people are still going to go see this. I'm looking forward to this. I thought the trailer looked great. I think the trailer's going to play a lot. I think the trailer's going to play great with like dads, older audiences. And if we look back on the box office, Bad Boys for Life made $426 million worldwide. That is terrific. And I doubt that movie had a big budget. I doubt Bad Boys Ride or Die has a huge budget, because it doesn't look that expensive from the trailer. But does it look fun? Yeah. And I think another fun movie will help the box office out. This one, could be like The Fall Guy, just a very fun movie, fun action movie with guns and a lot of people dying and all that left and right. And I think that this movie could be looking at upwards to maybe mid 300 million. I think it could go. I think it will make 300 million worldwide. I don't think it's going to make as much as Bad Boys for Life, because maybe some people are still thrown off by the Will Smith situation. But still, I think this one is going to be a major success. I think it looks really good. Then we have the long-awaited sequel, Inside Out 2, coming out, the newest kids movie. So in summer, you're going to have a couple kids movies if you have kids, in what is it? In May, you have Garfield, June, you have Inside Out, and then July, we're going to get to it, but you got Despicable Me 4 coming out. So you got 3 big kids movies coming out in the span of 3 months, which is actually good for the ecosystem, because you have a lot of adult movies this summer. You need some kids movies in there. I think Inside Out 2 is going to play terrifically. I think it's going to be Disney and Pixar's, biggest success in a while, because Pixar's been having a struggle lately, and people are saying stop making more sequels, but no one went and supported the original Pixar movies. So what do you expect them to do? They're going to be making more sequels. They're going to be making Toy Story. They're going to be making, what is it? Zootopia. No, Zootopia is actually Disney. But yeah, they're going to be making more and more sequels. That's what they're successful with. And, no one saw their original movies. So what else do you want them to do? But Inside Out 2, it's going to make a lot of money. Inside Out 1 made $850 million worldwide, almost $900 million. A lot of people are wondering, will Inside Out 2 make $1 billion? I don't think so. I don't even know if Inside Out 2 can get across what Inside Out 1 made. I still think it will do around the 700 to 800 million mark. If it gets upwards to 900 million, that will be major for this movie, a major success. But you also are dealing with the issues of, original voice actors didn't return because they weren't paid like the others. New voice actors returning, a lot of different stuff is happening here. So we're going to see how that affects it. But from the trailers that I've seen, I think it looks great. I think Pixar is probably going to have another hit on their hands. I think Inside Out 2 is going to be major for Pixar. Then we have A Quiet Place Day One, another horror film. I think horror does really great in the summer if you look back on box office. I mean, Insidious The Red Door came out in the summer last year, and that movie wasn't good at all. And it actually made a decent amount, because Insidious movies aren't, made for a lot of money. And Quiet Place movies, I doubt, have a huge budget. I'll have to look it up because I don't know the budget. But the box office of the other 2 Quiet Place movies did really well. I think the first one had the $300 million worldwide box office. I think the second one even had 200 some million worldwide. And that was released during, COVID times when nothing else was releasing in theaters. A lot of people weren't going to the theaters, but still pretty good return on those movies. So I think A Quiet Place Day One will do pretty good. I don't think it's going to do as good as the others, because you don't have, John Krasinski back for this one. I think John Krasinski is still producing this one. I'm not sure if he wrote any, but it's a different director. John Krasinski is not in this. He wasn't in the second one, but you also don't have anyone coming back from the second one. You don't have Emily Blunt, any of the 2 kids, because this is a prequel. This is set on day 1 of the, Apocalypse. But you got some great cast members in here. You got Joseph Quinn, Lupita Nyong'o, some great members in here. So I think that if it's great, if they lift the review embargo 2 weeks early, like great movies do, then they're gonna have some great reception. They're gonna have some great pre-orders, great ticket sales. But yeah, horror usually does pretty good in the summer, so I'm calling this one is going to be a pretty good success. And then the biggest gamble of the summer, I think, is going to be Horizon: An American Saga. This is, of course, Kevin Costner's newest saga that he's making. And I forget if it's like two, I think it's like two or three, four movies, something like that. I think it's these two first movies are coming out this summer, and then the other two, I don't know when they're coming out. But this is the biggest gamble. I have no idea how well these are going to do. My perspective, I've seen the trailer for the first one. I think it looks fine. I don't think it's going to be anything terrific, but I think that, he's going to lure in all the older audiences, for this movie. But I don't think he's going to get any of the younger audiences. I think that's what the biggest issue this movie is going to have, is that none of the younger audiences are going to be wanting to really see this movie, because even me, who reviews the movies, I'm not really looking forward to go seeing this. And just hearing that the saga kind of doesn't make me want to go see it. Doesn't excite me. Just one movie could be cool. And I heard that Kevin Costner self-financed most of this movie for like 100 million. I don't know if that's for the first one only or the whole saga. Hopefully it's for the whole saga, because if that 100 million is just for the first movie, then I think you're looking at a loss for this one. I'm not saying that this one's going to be a success because I'm worried. I just want to talk about it because I think it's easily the biggest gamble of the summer. Then in July, you got Despicable Me for the biggest movie coming out this month. Earlier this month, let's just say that, because there is a bigger movie coming out this month. But yeah, Despicable Me, God, never count Illumination out. They're just making like the same movie over and over again with the same repeat story, I swear, and the same, simple animation, whatever works for them. But yeah, this movie's going to do some huge numbers. They're going to make a lot of profit off this one. Going to be probably one of the biggest successes of the year. Because if you look, when was it? 2 years ago, I think it was, when the new Minions movie came out. That movie got really close to $1 billion. I don't think it cracked it from my knowledge. I saw it. It was fine. It's just like the same average movie that they always make. But yeah, it made a ton of money. The Despicable Me movies, the Minion movies, they get a lot of people driving to the theaters. A lot of kids driving. They go see it multiple times. It's just going to be like Mario. Despicable Me is almost going to make it. Despicable Me 4, count it. It's going to make $1 billion. I'm calling it right here. It's going to make $1 billion. I think a couple of the other Despicable Me's made $1 billion. It's gonna do so much. It's gonna do so much money in the theaters. It's gonna be ridiculous. And the next big release of July is gonna be Twisters, one I'm extremely excited for, because we're talking about fun movies each month. I think Twisters is probably gonna be the most fun movie of July. It just looks great, because every time I see the trailer, I love Glenn Powell. He's like, if you feel it, chase it. I love it. Glenn Powell is such a cool guy. He has this, and then he has Hitman coming out on Netflix. Oh, I hate Netflix. I hate Netflix for acquiring that movie. Sucks so much. Twisters, though, let me tell you, this is going to be an interesting one. It's a big gamble for this studio. Twisters, well, let's talk about the original. Twister was made for, I think, a budget of 100 million, and that movie made a whole bunch of money. 500 million worldwide is what the original Twister made. I think that movie's a lot of fun, but Twisters, they doubled the budget here. It's 200 million reported budget before marketing. I don't know. I have no idea how many people are going to go see this movie, because I haven't really talked to my friends if they want to go see it. In the older audiences, because you have the older audiences, they've seen Twister, they grew up watching that in theaters probably, but are they interested in Twisters? I don't know. I haven't seen how well this plays in theaters, because I haven't really seen this trailer in the theaters too much. But I'm hoping that it does really well. I think it could be really fun. You got a great cast here with Glenn Powell almost leading it. So I'm hoping it does well. But that $200 million is going to really hurt it if it doesn't. I mean, I think it's going to be very fun, but will it be a success? I don't think it's going to make profit. I think it needs to make at least, what is it, like 550 to 600 million to break profit. I don't think it's going to make as much as the original Twister, but I think it's going to be, a really fun movie. Then the last big movie of July, we all know what it is. It's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine. The budget on this one, it's probably going to be like a $200 to $300 million budget, just like every Marvel movie. I think Marvel needs to calm down on these budgets just a little bit. They don't need to be this expensive. I know they probably think they do, but they don't, because if they're this expensive, why the hell do they look so ugly recently? Like, some of them look really ugly. Deadpool and Wolverine, though, the first trailer dropped at the Super Bowl. God, what a trailer. I absolutely loved it. We're probably going to get another trailer in the next month or so. look for that. You know, they want to play it in front of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. They want to play it in front of all their movies coming out. So look for that next trailer pretty soon. But yeah, the Super Bowl trailer did numbers too. One of the biggest trailers of all time. You know, they're so smart by them to play that. You have everyone watching the football game, everyone looking for this. It's going to be huge. How much money will it make though? I have no idea, because will it have like a rewatch value? You know, some multiverse movies don't have rewatch value, but you're gonna get Wolverine back, you're getting Logan back, you're getting the first Deadpool movie since the Fox acquisition, the first rated R MCU movie. Gonna be crazy. You got TVA in here. You got so many things in here connecting the Marvel universe, what people love: Loki, Logan, Deadpool. When did Deadpool 2 come out? Deadpool 2 came out, I think, in 2018. Yeah, and both the Deadpool movies, actually, it's kind of funny. The first one and the second one, actually both almost made the same amount of money. The first one made 782 million worldwide, while the second one made 785 million worldwide, which is kind of crazy. They both got pretty close to 800 million worldwide number. And if you want to hear some knowledge, the only only billion dollar rated R movie is Joker, and that is also a superhero movie. But I think we're going to be getting our second rated R superhero movie into that billion-dollar club. I think that's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine. How much more will it make than that? I don't know. I really have no idea, because, you know, I could say 1.5, but I just don't know the replay value on this. I'm kind of waiting for that second trailer to see the hype, if it's still, you know, hyping up, because, you know, you're going to get that stupid thing happens when it first releases. People are going to love it, and then a week later people are going to be like, why did we love this? It's weird. But yeah, I'm still going to call it a major success. It's going to make over $1 billion. I'm going to hold it at that 1.5 billion number. I think it's going to be massive for Marvel. Big comeback. Then the last month we have is, of course, August, and let me tell you, there's not a lot happening in August this year. We got Kraven the Hunter, which I'm gonna say is not gonna be a big hit, because no one cares about the Sony universe anymore. It's Aaron Taylor Johnson, which we all love. I think is a great actor, but the Sony Spider-Man universe just needs to stop. It needs to stop. Just look at Morbius didn't do great. Madam Web, they lost so much money on Madam Web. What a terrible movie. Well, you know, the thing is, Kraven could be good, but still, I don't think it's going to make its money back. Don't even know the budget. I don't care what the budget is. I think it's just going to be another major flop for Sony. I think this should be a major wake-up call for them to just stop making these movies. Just let Marvel do the work. Then the last movie I want to talk about for August is going to be Alien Romulus, because this is a big kind of gamble for, I think this 20th Century makes this. You know, this is a $97 million budget on an Alien movie. Alien Covenant was the last major Alien movie we had. I think that movie made almost 300 million worldwide. This Alien Romulus would have to make about 250 to 300 to become profitable. I don't think it's going to happen for it, but I think it's going to be kind of a major awakening for the Alien franchise again, because Fede Alvarez, I think that's how you say his name, directed this. He directed Evil Dead. I think that this movie is going to be pretty good for the Alien fans, including me. I think it's going to be pretty scary. I think it's going to be pretty great, but I just can't see it making this budget back. I wish the budget was a little bit lower, maybe like a 50 million, 60. I think 97 is just a little high for this one, considering you don't have, you know, a big cast that you have to pay a lot of money to. Kaylee Spaney is probably the biggest one in that cast, so I don't know where this budget's going. Big sci-fi movie though, so you have a lot of different effects and prosthetics for this one, so I kind of understand that, but I wish the budget was at 60. But still, I think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to make its profit back. I don't think it's going to make its money back and all that, but I still think it's going to be a great Alien movie. But yeah, that's all the big major summer releases coming out this year, and that's my thoughts on what movies will make a lot of money, what movies are the biggest gambles, and what movies might lose money. As I said, leave your predictions down below. What movies are you most excited for, and what movies do you think are going to make the most amount of money? For me, I think it's going to be Despicable Me 4 and Deadpool and Wolverine are going to make the most amount of money. I think they're both going to make $1 billion at the box office. Going to be an insane month in July. Get your money ready. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I love talking about the box office with you, and summer is just coming up. The Fall Guy coming out pretty soon. I cannot wait. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 700 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.